Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the cost of Maximo. And in all honesty, I've been avoiding making this video. The reason is because it might be the wrong question. And I know we like to say there's no wrong question, there's no dumb question, no bad question, but the reality is you're operating a business, and your investment in Maximo should be based upon the value it's going to return to you. So it should return more value than it costs you. It should be a positive to your bottom line. And if it is, it doesn't matter what the cost is, $1 or $1 million. That's irrelevant if it's returning value. So when we look at what Maximo costs, the cost is based upon what it takes to meet your business needs, how many users you have, the type of business you're in, and bottom line up front, because I know someone's waiting to hear this. Minimum subscription to Maximo is going to be 40 grand a year right now, and this is as of March 2024, and that's going to cost you $80,000 to $100,000 to implement that. So if you're not in the ballpark of $100,000 and $150,000 just to get going, and you don't think you can see that kind of return out of your business, then you're probably done right here. But if that didn't scare you off and you're wondering, well, how? Maybe it's going to cost me more. How do I know? Great question. And the answer is, got to start assessing the business value it can return to you, which is a business value assessment. And it's a process where we come in and we really start to dig in and understand your business. What do you do? Why do you do it? What are the controlling factors? What's the regulatory oversight look like? How do you have to report in for that? How do you meet that? How do you prove it? What do your production operations look like? What does your supply chain look like? And you start getting deep into things, understanding, my spare parts inventory. Are my guys running to Home Depot all the time? Am I overnighting parts? Do I have triple stock of what I should have? These are all holes in your financial bucket. Money's just pouring out uncontrollably. We want to shore those up and get control. Software helps us do that. Are my technicians running around with paper and they come back at the end of the day sharing a computer, reporting what they did? That's another big problem. That means you don't know what's really going on, because I can tell you this, I forget what I did 15 minutes ago. You think they're going to remember what they did 8 hours ago in great detail? Detail sufficient for you to be able to predict the next failure of that asset they worked on? There's no way. That's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. So you're losing the best information you have if your guys are running around with paper or not running around with a device that captures immediately all of the details of what they were supposed to do, plus the 5 other things they did that day that nobody else would ever know they did if they hadn't recorded it on that mobile device. Another big hole in your bucket. So you start looking at then into, well, how do my assets actually operate? What is my theoretical 100% operation? What am I really getting out of that? And why do they fail to meet that 100%? Every asset has downtime. It's the unplanned downtime that eats our shorts, right? Because that's when it's supposed to be producing and it doesn't. And more often than not, unplanned downtime occurs for really simple reasons, like people who are supposed to be on inspection rounds, but it's really easy for them to just check the box and not actually go do it. Eventually a problem occurs. Or, hey, third shift has to catch up on the run because the first 2 shifts didn't get enough done today, so they start cranking everything to the max, and what do you know? The wheels start flying off the cart. Things break. If you don't have software like Maximo, you probably don't have traceability and insight into these things. So these are the kinds of things you dig into with the business value assessment. You start to return more functional hours to the day for the technicians. You create the ability for them to have a planned view of what they're going to be doing for the next week, which helps them be more effective in their work. You start helping your operators so that they aren't running around trying to perform magic on equipment that's not operating up to snuff. You have better insight into your data, which helps you start to get predictive about what's going on. You minimize your amount of on-hand inventory. You get rid of obsolete parts that went to equipment that you sold off 3 years ago that you don't even have anymore. Tons of ways. And that's what a business value assessment's all about. The majority of the time, the business value assessment is going to show 3 or 4x opportunity versus what it costs to implement Maximo. We've been in scenarios, we have a case study, top pharma in the world, returning $40 million a year, recognized ROI on a $24 million investment. And they're returning that $40 million every year. So there is a ton of opportunity there. The question is, are you ready to go that deep? Are all of your departments ready to accept that you might need to change if you want to see the financials change? So we're here. We'd love to hear what you have to say about that. Like the video. Let's hear your comments. Look forward to talking to you.